Season 3 was when it really hit big. I'll never forget. The finale was over 30 million people.
What Hollywood circles were you running with? Was it mostly
like Paris, like that circle, like back in the early 2000s. Paris, Shayna Moakler, Kelly Monaco, but also like Jenny McCarthy. I mean, we did Oprah back in the day. Like that was crazy.
What does that mean exactly?
You have to take an exam to be able to judge a dance competition. She was the best of the night, right? By far. Like, it was the first time when I was really watching it, I was like, oh my God, this dance is amazing and her form's amazing. But why did they break rules?
What was it like for you to step back into Ballroom after 3 years off? Did you originally think that you were never coming back?
I mean, you can never say never, right? But I didn't think that it was going to be so soon. But 3 years is a long time. But we're family. Like, I've been so connected to the show still. I mean, without them knowing, because I'm a fan, right? And so, like, I don't know, the umbilical cord's still stuck there. I think it's going to be like that forever.
What was your first reaction when you got behind the judges' table? Because that's your first time there now.
They're sitting there, yes.
Right.
Yes. It was really, so leading up to this, so I knew a while ago, obviously, that I was doing this, but I was so nervous because I didn't know how people were going to react. I did a podcast that often may have ruffled some feathers, but I just, they're my family, but it's also like, I haven't talked to some of them for so long. And, you hear rumblings and I'm like, I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable, but I'm also like, but I believe I should be here. I've been here for 20 years. I had so many mixed emotions. I was feeling all the feels. I definitely played worst case scenarios in my head and it turned out beautiful. It felt so right. I felt so calm by the time we went live that I think that I just, as I do, I worry.
Were you incredibly comfortable just judging right from the start?
I think so. I mean, I was not until I stuttered my very first, when they're like, what are you going to be looking for? And I was like, oh, stutter's coming. It's coming. Let's just get it out of the system. But then as soon as that happened, I was like, I felt so calm. It was weird. I felt too calm.
Because that's your first time
ever.
Even just interacting with like that live broadcast behind the judges panel.
I mean, I also hadn't seen any of the judges until we were live, because we're all like, I was upstairs and they have their trailers, so I hadn't seen even some of the dancers.
Did you have any relationships with them prior to this?
So, there's different generations of Dancing with the Stars, right? So I started season 2, 2006, and I would say there's probably 5 different generations now that have come on the show. So, like, I was closest to Max, right? Because that's my generation of pros. Val, I've known Val since he was, like, a teenager. So, like, and then, for example, like, Sasha was, like, all that next crew, I would say, like, the Maybe So You Think You Can Dance crew, right? I didn't really know them at all. But then, obviously, being on Dancing with the Stars with them, then we created more of a bond. But I think the real bond for me was when I used to compete against Max. I used to like that crew, Karina. It's just I felt more of a mother figure to them, and I think maybe at that time they were a little intimidated.
Did you reconnect with Val in any way because having that relationship with Max?
Yeah, no, but it's like weird because like Max and I have a love-hate relationship, but but Val, I still see him as this like my stepbrother.
What was it like seeing him come up through the ranks in it?
Oh, well, I've always known Val's talented. Like, even just as a competitor before Dancing with the Stars, he was always a star that was shining, like bright. You knew this guy was going to just devote his whole life to Ballroom, and he was just so talented.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we go back to the beginning of your story?
Sure.
How do you first find yourself on Dancing with the Stars?
Okay, so I had just turned professional in the ballroom circuit. I was so obsessed with ballroom dancing, first of all. I started ballet at 4 to 11. I grew hips. I looked like what I look like now at 11. And so I just didn't fit into the ballerina world. And then my mom and my stepdad wanted to try a family sport, and golf wasn't it, or tennis or any of it. So they were like, how about ballroom dancing? And I was like, this sounds so bad. This is for old people. Like, there's no way. You shoved me into cotillion. I hate it. It was like this whole conversation. And I was like, I'm not going to be dancing with my dad. That's weird. And then I went to a dance competition. I'm from the Bay Area. And every, competition's like at an airport Marriott or whatever. And so we were there at the airport Marriott next to San Francisco International Airport. And I just remember It's so clear to me. Seeing kids my age in costumes, because I came from the ballet world. We don't wear rhinestones. You don't dance with a partner. You don't dance to fun music, you know? And I was like, sign me up. I had no idea that there was a whole nother world out there. It's not just for old people, right? Again, this was a long time ago. I'm 41 now. So,
Because it wasn't on TV. You look great, by the way.
oh, thank you.
It wasn't on TV at
It
this
was on
point.
PBS.
Oh,
Remember?
so
Oh, I don't know. How old are you?
35.
Okay, so I mean, you might remember. Do you remember PBS in
I
general?
remember PBS. I don't remember it being on there though.
So Ohio Star Ball was one of the biggest competitions in the United States, and they would air it every year. It was a big deal.
So this
Yeah.
is your first introduction to understanding what it really was.
But yeah, and my goal was never to be on television. I was just wanting to be a starving dancer for the rest of my life because I just loved ballroom. Like I just loved it. And I have, I think more than normal, like as far as competitors go in that world, I had so many different partners. And it's not great to do that because judges love to see like Daniela and Pasha, they like to see couples because then you just improve by just knowing who each other. It's just a whole thing. When you start over again, they see you with a new partner, you're starting over again. Like it doesn't matter, right? Like they want to see consistency because that is what makes you really great as a couple, right? You don't have to, you've already gone through like the rough patches and then you're just working together. It's like a marriage. And I just didn't have luck. My mom would always, sponsor my partners, and they would come from all over the world, and I'm grateful to her for that. But it was interesting because they're leaving their home and their environment to come live with me and my mom and my dad and staying in our pool house, and I'm sure that was tough. But it was so interesting at that time in my life because I had to grow up pretty fast. We traveled the world. I, took lessons from Shirley and Corky in England every summer. But
Mark Ballas's parents.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. She put me on this crazy diet. I was like, oh my God. I was like, how do you survive? But because that's just, you have to be fit, and I was like going through my puberty and I was just like, oh my goodness, my hormones were raging. And I was like, oh, I don't want to eat just lettuce. But Shirley's like, but we got to get you in tip top shape. And I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, fine. But I have known I went to Julianne's 10th birthday in England at Shirley's house.
Oh, that's crazy.
Actually, I should show you a picture because we competed all against each other. And it's interesting because I clearly developed very early. I looked like a giant next to Derek. Mark was dancing with Julianne. We were all competing in the same category.
Oh, so you were competing with Mark, Derek,
Oh, yeah.
Julianne. Wow.
Yeah, when I was amateur. But then they stayed amateur, and then I switched to pro when I was 18, which is kind of early.
So when you have these people coming out to live with you, you're dance 24/7. This is what you're doing. This is 100% you're all in.
Well, I go to school, and then my mom will be like, well, you have to work for me. She owned a nursing agency. So it was kind of like a tit for tat. I'm going to sponsor you, but you're going to be working for me.
Oh, wow.
So that was an interesting dynamic, right?
Are you competing around the world as well?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You're flying out with the
By
same...
myself, like with my partner. Like my very first, I spent summers in England, so with my partners, but then I went to school. So I had a double life for sure because I could never hang out with my friends, but I had friends, right? But then I was like, okay, I'm going to go ballroom dance, but I never really wanted to say that because it wasn't cool.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to get bullied until my senior year fashion show when I finally danced for them, and they were like, oh my God, this is so cool. And I was like, oh my God, why did I hide it from you then?
I think it's on this huge upswing now as to where it's
Well, now,
so cool.
but back then when I was 18, I don't think so.
Were you in love with it at that point?
Oh my God. Yes. This is what I wanted to do. You don't understand. And then, I mean, I was going to just be like anybody else in the competitive world. Then I was going to be an adjudicator. I took my adjudicator's test and everything. So technically I can judge dance competitions.
You're building your name for yourself. You're entering all these competitions. Are you winning?
No, because my partner changed again, So like when I turned pro, I only had one partner and he was 12 years my senior, but he was already established in this world, but he was rhythm. He did rhythm, the 5 rhythm dances, which is different from the international world. But he was so amazing at that I was willing to start over with him. And he was willing to dance with somebody who's never really been pro before. So I moved to Harlem. Mind you, I had already lived in Denmark with my dance coach. I had already lived in lived in England for like a couple of years for sure. And then I followed my dance coach around. Like I was his little muse, and I started over. Like I threw everything out, all the years of training, because I looked up to my dance coach so much. I used to stalk him on VHS. Like this is how old I am. And I was like, I would love to learn from this man because there's so many different styles. He was the opposite of Shirley and Corky, like as far as technical belief systems go, But what I loved about Alan Tornsberg is his name. He was such a passionate and not political character within the industry, which definitely hurt us sometimes as far as results go, but as far as fundamentals, like I believe in it to this day.
What's up, guys? Real quick, this episode is brought to you by Aonic. Aonic provides clean hydration crafted with magnesium, electrolytes, and real fruit juice. Made for those looking to get the most out of hydration. We've got some sparkling passion fruit, some sparkling orange, and a sparkling raspberry. Aonic is developing the world's most advanced ecosystem for functional nutrition to make healthy living enjoyable. Aonic delivers pure science-driven nutrition, and every formula targets a clear need and delivers benefits you can feel. What I love most about it is that there's no pixie dusting of ingredients, which means they only use clinical validated dosages. Plus, it's third-party verified. Independent labs test every batch and they publish the results. It's got premium natural ingredients from real cacao and vanilla in Aonic Fuel to real fruit juice in Aonic Revive. Plus, the best part, low calories, baby. Only 15 calories in this whole can. Delicious taste, zero artificial, low in sugar and calories. No caffeine or added sugars, no artificial sweeteners, no GMOs. It's just the right amount of fruit juice compared to sweetness. It's really good. We've got some chromium, some B vitamins, some zinc. I love drinking it after a hike. I love drinking it after pickleball. It's really, really good. So if you want to try it, it's going to be linked down below. Stay hydrated, my friends. Now back to the podcast. So as you're building your name, what is your path going forward? Are you trying to get on TV? Did you see the first season of Dancing with the Stars?
And I thought it was so cheesy. I was like, there's no way this is going to last. But I knew everybody. I knew Charlotta Jorgensen. Louis and I, though Louis was professional and a finalist at that time, we were not competing against each other, but we knew of each other. I knew Ashley Del Grosso. We competed directly against each other in our day.
Was Max part of that season? Not the debut.
Max started with me on second season.
And were you hesitant to join?
Absolutely. And I also said I wasn't going to do it unless you signed my partner up. Because I was like, I'm not going to just ditch my partner. And he was my boyfriend at the time too. So I was like, what are we going to do here? Like, he's going to have to put his life on hold. Can you hire him too? And I honestly said no in the beginning because I just was really shy. Have you seen my first audition? Like, I sound like a different human. I just posted it. It is I don't even know that little girl. I don't even know who she is, but that's me.
When you get onto that first season, what are you expecting out of this? Is Dancing with the Stars able to compensate you to where you're financially comfortable?
At that time, anything, yeah. I mean, because I had just started teaching, so I only had 1 or 2 students. So I never really made money yet as far as like being a dancer goes. And my mom always says, she's a businesswoman, she's like, dancing will only last so long. Like, you have to have plans A through Z. And what are you going to do when, God forbid you get injured? So she always like made me think about that because it's a real thing, right? Like, especially as a woman, your life as far as your duration of how long you're going to be competing ends when you're like in your early 30s, to be quite honest. So like I had to think about that stuff. And she's like, Dancing with the Stars is also, how do we know this is going to last for you? She really just wanted me to run her company, take over her company. But that's just not going to happen. Like, I'm an artist, But at the end of the day, I don't know. I never wanted or never was interested in being on television. I just wanted to do what I love to do. But I was very insecure as a teacher because I hadn't taught. So I would get help from day one till literally my day that I retired because I always got help. I had to.
From your peers on the show?
From my coaches. Like, it depends on the style, but I feel like getting help is nothing to be, ashamed of. Like, I think that is very important. We need a third eye.
How'd you feel about those first early seasons?
I was a nervous wreck. I had no expectations, and I think that's why I was successful. Because I think in general, I'm just seeing patterns, obviously, as I live my 9 lives that I feel like I've lived. But like, it's when you have expectations is when it just never goes that way. And you just have to surrender to the process. And don't forget why you're on the show. It's not about you. It's about the celebrity.
I love hearing this story because as someone who's new, getting to hear like where you were from the judges.
I feel like you're a true fan though, because you've interviewed so many of us.
2 seasons in.
Oh my God.
So you come in hot and you win that first season that you're on.
Shocked.
No expectations at all that you're going to get there.
Absolutely not.
Does your life change from winning?
Yes, it does.
In what way?
Well, just pop. So this was when Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson had just divorced. So there was that. And I danced with Drew Lachey. And the amount of times everyone said, Nick, Nick. No, it was like, no, this is Drew. That's Nick. But we were just naturally involved in that mayhem. And I think that was the start of Paparazzi following me. And then
the Hollywood machine coming after.
But I also like lived like an Olympian in my competitive days. So when I came to LA, it was like a get out of jail free card. And I was like, I can go to a club. And I was like, and I was 21. So I could like, I never really like drank alcohol before then, but I was a wild child, put it that way.
Lived like an Olympian as in you were strict. This is what you
Oh, yeah. Like I never went out when I was competing. Didn't even care to, you know what I mean? Like, because all I did was like train.
And now you are here on this show.
When I was 21, and my mom was very strict with me when I was growing up, and now I have like, I can do whatever I want.
Did the show have a lot of viewers?
Season 3 was when it really hit big. I'll never forget. The finale was over 30 million people. It was like the Super Bowl. But this was back when, it's different now, obviously. But I will never forget when Emmett Smith and I won. One of the showrunner at the time, she was like, you won by millions. And I'm like, what? Millions? I never understood how popular the show was until we were either on tour or just like when it was off season. Because, we're in a bubble during the season.
And what was it like for you while you were here in Hollywood living?
It was tough. I didn't love paparazzi like harassing me. Mind you, did I drink? Absolutely. Did I just party like I was in a fraternity? Yes, absolutely. I've never went to college. Like this was my college years, and Max, like all of us, like the fact that we could even get into a club, like it was just shocking. I don't ever think like I'm famous or any of that. I just love my craft, and it just so happens that it's popular,
Right.
Like I'm not trying to act or anything, but I would love to I think that this show has helped me find my voice. So I've developed a personality, and I will forever develop it, right? Like we all evolve. And I do believe now that I can contribute and help others through my experiences, but I'm not trying to be an actor.
What Hollywood circles were you running with? Was it mostly
like Paris, like that circle, like back in the early 2000s? Like it was Paris, Shayna Moakler, like it was Kelly Monaco, but also like Jenny McCarthy, like that circle.
Were those days fun?
I don't remember much, but it was fun. It was really fun.
So you win the first 2 seasons that you're on the TV show.
Well, then Max, like all of us, we all lived at the Palazzo, by the way. It was like Melrose Place over there, so.
It was just somebody in every room.
It was crazy. Max would like jump into my little condo, like I'm like, can you not do that? Like it was like living in dorms, I guess.
Did you guys carry over the ballroom competition to the show?
What do you mean?
Like, were you keeping that same level of intensity that you and Max both had competing over?
It was so nasty. Yes.
In what way?
What saved us was that it wasn't about us, technically, right?
It's the celebrity's journey.
Well, yes. And the people that succeed understand this. They understand the assignment. But
this is so cool hearing your perspective.
But I think we were like, when I tell you we were fresh off the competitive floor, like, do you remember, like, I don't know, you have to see these you have to watch it, because like Max's hair, Louis' ponytail, I mean, even my hair, my tan, this is why people think I'm bleaching my skin, because they've only seen me with spray tan, like, and I was tanorexic for sure. Like I would never embrace my actual color.
Was a lot of the way that you appeared your own choices on the show?
As far as?
I guess like the wardrobe and...
Oh yeah, a lot of those were my costumes that I brought.
Did it have the same powerhouse that it has today back then?
This is the thing about Ballroom, and I just saw this yesterday when Emmett posted about me judging and posted a dance that we did. It never goes out of style. And I think the more you stay authentic to the actual dance, that's the beauty of Ballroom. Like, it's so intricate. It's so cool. The speed that two people could make together as far as precision and detail goes is just so different than solo dancing or contemporary, which I respect. But, like, it'll just never... I mean, there's a technique book, and there's different ways of approaching a New Yorker, for example, but it's the same thing.
Do you miss those dramatic packages that the show used to have?
I do. I think that's what's missing. Because... how can anyone be on anyone's journey? Like, by the way, Elaine, obviously, and my heart goes out to her, but like, obviously there was something bothering her that we never saw, right? Like, as far as injury goes. because it didn't just happen. Like especially when you hit the halfway point and then moving into, 2 dances a week, it's intense. And I just would love to see that because it is intense. Like that's part of the reality.
Right.
I just don't know if what we did air would be Disney friendly today though, because I don't think it would.
From what I've seen, I don't think it could.
Oh yeah, because they're repurposing it on TikTok right now. Yeah.
They are making the rounds.
I'm thinking like, oh my God, did I do anything? I think there was one thing that I did that they made me redo and reenact when I got in a fight with my partner. They're like, can you slam the door again? I'm like, absolutely not. But I ended up doing it, of course.
So you win the first 2 seasons. How are you going forward? How are you approaching the competition? What are you thinking about when you're doing it?
So every season I've approached it differently.
Based on the partner?
Yes. And also based on, I'm really into psychological, like just like how our brain works. It's fascinating to me. And I've realized that like I've definitely, and it depends on if I'm insecure for some reason, or if the press is getting on me about my weight, let's say, and then I have to do a season. It just depends on where I am, right? But as far as approaching it after the first 2 seasons, I literally didn't know who Emmett Smith was, though. Like starting after I won with Drew, they're like, you're going to dance with a football player. And I was like, great. Jerry Rice wasn't that great when he did season 2, though I love him as a person. But I was like, okay, I'm going to have this big dude. He's going to step on my toes, but that's okay. I won, and I was so grateful for that. I also was grateful to be asked back because I didn't know if I was going to be asked back after season 2. We didn't even know if it was going to be picked up.
Because every year's one contract signing.
It was 1 a year still, yeah. And my mom just instilled this fear in me.
When you coming home?
Yeah, exactly. Plans A through C. We might have to start going to plan D. And I'm like, oh, God. But it always made me feel, I was humble about the whole situation. I mean, I never got too comfortable, put it that way.
Right.
Because I did see other dancers not get asked back. And it's just, it's interesting because you put your life on hold and then you don't. And then you're like, okay, hey, remember me in the competitive world when you don't have this, and people lose respect for you as far as the dance world goes,
When you don't get asked back for it.
No, when you want to crawl back into the ballroom industry in a weird way and you kind of left so quick, right? Like a lot of people, I think still that our competitors obviously they respect the show for the business, right? Like we probably have so many new eyes in these dance studios and like
you're breeding the next generation of talent.
Absolutely. But this is why it's important for me to stay true to the ballroom technique because like we are representing them, every single competitor. And if we just let anything slide by, but that's not what ballroom is, right? Like the institution of ballroom dancing, it's like so important to me. I respect it and I always will.
Which is why it's so important for the judges to be critical about framing and techniques.
Yes. Because when you say this is an international standard tango and you're breaking hold, that's not an international standard tango, and it is black and white. I mean, I've studied this book. I mean, I took my adjudicator's exam, it's just like you have to respect the art form. And this is what makes the show so different than any other dance show is that there's rules.
What I think is so cool about like the podcasting of everybody and talking to everybody is you get to learn all these fundamentals like that you don't understand on the show. It's
interesting, yeah.
So when you say the adjudicator, what does that mean exactly?
You have to take an exam to be able to judge a dance competition. Not just anyone can just like show up. Like there's no exam to judge Dancing with the Stars. Obviously, you just have to be good on TV, right? But
for an official ballroom competition,
yes, I have to learn the man's steps as far as the different levels. So there's 4 different styles: international standard, which consists of waltz, tango, foxtrot, Viennese waltz, quick step, where they don't ever break hold. Like have you ever seen a competition before?
Just of like Danny and Pasha competing.
Oh my God. You have to go to a local one. Like you just need to get the feel of it. This is what they should be doing for the marathon dance. I don't know. I said this to
like the Monster-thon?
The showrunner yesterday. I was like, why don't you just make it like a real competition? Like put a number on these guys' backs, like what we do, and don't tell us the music because the BPM is all the same. Say we're doing a rumba and we have to just do the rumba to whatever song you play. Like, because that's what we do, right? And I think he was like, but how do we do that? He goes, Conrad Green, he's lovely. He's like, how do you do that? Do you not give, like, for the first 6 weeks, you can't assign anybody a rumba then? Because then someone would have already done the rumba.
So they'd have the fundamentals already.
But I think it would work better than what I always hated Monster-thon, whatever it's called. It's a show. I'm sorry, can I swear?
Sure.
No, you can bleep me. But
okay.
Anyway, that I'm like so ADHD because I'm exhausted. But
Yeah, thank you for coming today, the
no,
day after.
oh my God, this is fine. Excuse my ADHD though, because since you don't know me, I do suffer from it. What were we saying?
Well, the Monster-thon,
Okay.
judicature.
Yeah. So you have to be pro to even take the exam, right? So when I took,
And how do you get pro? Do you win?
you can just say I'm pro. Really, you don't need to take an exam to be pro.
Because in bodybuilding, you have to win a certain kind of competition to get your pro card.
And by the way, and the industry is so small, like you can't just all of a sudden be pro randomly. Like you have to earn your rights.
Right. You can't just say it.
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can, but you're just you'll never make it past the first round, right? Like people will think you're a joke. But when you want to judge, then I had to study for like 6 months because I had to like read these books and they're not necessarily the most entertaining books to read, and I had to learn the man steps. So with every style, with American Smooth, with rhythm, with Latin, and with standard. Because as a judge, you don't get to choose what you judge. Like if you go to a dance competition for the weekend and you're one of the adjudicators, you're judging all styles.
It's so fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the past 25 years, are there any styles are there any like switch ups or like the throuple dances?
I don't love contemporary or jazz. I respect the art form, but they always knew never to assign me that dance unless they want to see an SNL skit. Like I can't. I never will dance barefoot. Like I just am not that dancer. But I love to watch it. But I'm not a contemporary or hip hop. I look ridiculous.
Could we do a fun little game about your past partners?
Sure. There's so many of them. Do you have time?
We'll see. Which partner made you laugh the most during rehearsals?
Jack Osborne.
Did you ever interact with his family?
Oh yeah.
They would come to
I
the
spent
state.
Christmas with his family in England.
Oh wow.
Rest in peace. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne.
Who is the most competitive?
Oh God.
Are there multiple?
Gilles started getting real competitive towards the end.
Who picked up choreography the fastest?
Oh gosh. William Levy. I didn't know I was dancing with him until this last second.
Did you guys do the Good Morning America thing?
Well,
Same
I
thing?
hadn't even. Dina Katz just had told me it was William Levy that morning on GMA, and we only had a few more days till the premiere, and I was like, "But what?" And so I guess I don't know what was happening, but
you knew you were on the show.
I was actually there in New York, and I just didn't know who my partner was because I was like, "Am I gonna have a partner?" And she goes, "Yeah, we're figuring it out." And so he learned his cha-cha, and when I say learned it, he knew how to execute it in about 4 days. And this was the first week, right? And this was barely any rehearsal. I was in Miami. This is where he was living. And so he could only give me an hour a day at that time. I was like, oh, we're never going to be ready.
An hour a day. Which partner had 2 left feet on day 1?
So many. DL Hughley.
Who surprised you the most on performance night?
Rob Kardashian. I love that man.
Just locked in.
No, because you know why? He was so insecure. I couldn't even get him into the rehearsal space for the training period. He was making so many excuses. I was like, Rob, you need to get in here now. I promise you. There's nobody here. It's just me, you, and a producer, okay? He did not want to do this. And then when he finally started, then he made friends with Val, and it was just beautiful to see his transformation. And that's why I really love the show.
Who nailed the emotional routines the best in your eyes?
Ooh. Oh, I mean, Gilles did. He was so in tune. And to this day, he says he never danced before. I don't believe him, though. I think he's just holding on to that.
Which partner would you love to dance with again?
For a whole season or just one dance?
A whole season. Let's do a whole season. You have to do all the dances.
Like in All Stars, if we did an All Stars again?
Yeah.
Actually, Jack Osborne. I'm going to just say the same 4. Clearly, they're my favorites.
Great memories. Who do you still keep in touch with to this day?
Well, Emmett Smith, for sure. I love him. He's a great guy.
That's so cool because he's your second partner.
Second partner, had no clue who he was. And the first thing he did, I respect Emmett Smith because he did put me in my place because I needed it, believe me. I like to push people's buttons, or back then, at least, this was over 10 years ago, to see how far I can push them. And then if they don't ever put me in my place, I'm like, great.
I could do anything.
You have no boundaries? Let's go.
How was it working with a football player like that? Was he stiff?
No. I just posted our old, we did for Halloween night, we did a rumba, and you just can't teach charisma. But
And he had that.
It was shocking for a lot of people to see a man who was so successful I mean, I don't know what he was playing football, right? Yeah, football, Dallas Cowboys. We know that much, Cheryl. But people were so fascinated by these football players who actually could dance because they just know them as an aggressive football player, right? Like underneath the helmet, you saw this man, Emmett, who was so charming, had so much rhythm, and just his smile lit up the ballroom floor. I mean, he was just magic. You can't teach that. I don't give myself credit for that.
Whose partner elimination hit the hardest?
Juan Pablo. I'm still butthurt about it
How come?
because we didn't make the final and we had a 60 out of 60 that night.
Yeah, you had the perfect score.
I mean, we ultimately, I think we got the first perfect score in week 3, like our samba, and like he was a great dancer. I understand though that this is not just a dance competition. Could we have been? I mean, I wish he would have opened up more. And both of us, I'm not just blaming anybody. I'm just saying, like, the show is about people coming along on your journey. And when you're already so good, you're going to have to open up your heart a little bit more, I think.
You were in the judges' table last night.
Hmm.
I have a little conspiracy. Do they actually have a 1, 2, and 3 panel right there?
Wait, what do you mean? Oh, we have all 1 through 10.
You have a whole 1, 2, because I've never seen them.
What do you mean?
I've never seen
Oh,
a
no,
1.
I can guarantee. I know. Mind you, this is my first time sitting there. And whenever we sit there, like during rehearsals, they don't have the paddles out, right? They're probably just shining them backstage. But like, there was 1 through 10.
Were you tempted
What
to
was your
throw up?
conspiracy? I'm fascinated by
I just
this.
feel like there's the 1 through 5s don't actually exist.
You need to watch the old seasons.
You were throwing up ones? They were throwing up ones?
They were. Len Goodman was like throwing up a 3, was the lowest score for Master P. It was ridiculous. He deserved a 1, actually. He never put dance shoes on. He was promoting his P. Miller shoes at the time.
Do you have a favorite Len Goodman moment?
Oh my God, so many. I respected that man so much. Len would very rarely when we had result shows, when the show was very popular, and we'd have like Michael Bublé come on or Celine Dion or like, I can't believe it, Whitney Houston was on. He would dance with us like during commercial break, or he would even perform with me and Kim Johnson, or at the time Johnson. And he's just such a gentleman. Like anytime that he would, I mean, I'm sure it's no secret, but he used to smoke. And so during commercial break, and he would just go out there quickly. And whenever I would just cross paths with him, he'd be like, "All right, Cheryl." And I knew, I was like, "Oh, he must love my dance this week." And anytime, just in general, like anytime Mr. Goodman would speak, the ballroom just was quiet. You can hear a pin drop because I want to hear the feedback. Like I need notes. I don't want you to say how good it was. Like how boring in general.
What was it about him that commanded that?
Well, he wrote, I feel like he wrote the technique book, though he didn't, but he is respected in the ballroom industry. So, we were fresh off the floor. So like, I didn't know who Carrie Ann was. I didn't know who Bruno was. But when you have a ballroom judge who's well respected, then yeah, you shut up and listen.
Where do you keep your mirror balls?
Oh my God, it's tragedy over here. One is just completely trashed. So I lived in a home prior. I'm not going to say because I don't share where I live, but I don't live in LA anymore. And when I moved out of my house that I lived in for like 20 years, I kept one of them because the mirrors were slowly falling off. And I didn't realize that you can actually ask production to fix it. And by the time that I found that out, it was like my last season, rats got into my storage and just went to town. So, but then the other one, my mom, of course, has it shined on our piano in our family home.
With a little note that says she'll be back soon.
She's going to be like, my turn next, my mom.
When you had your final season, did you go into that season knowing it was your last one?
Yes and no, because like it was a really hard decision. And mind you, this was lingering over a few years, right? Of like me wondering what I should do. And it's not like I ever stopped loving the show. I just felt for personal reasons, I needed to challenge myself and try other things, right? And it was up till the last second. I just kept going back and forth. So not really. No, I didn't go into any season like thinking, okay, this is it. Though, sometimes like family, we have our ups and downs. And if I was just like angry about a package or whatever, I'd be like so frustrated and be like, this is my last season. But I would never base my final decision off that, like off anything negative. I tried to stay as neutral as possible, but it was the hardest decision of my life still to this day.
Would you ever want to go back?
As a dancer, I don't think I can for my own expectations of myself. I don't think I'd be happy with what I would see, and that's not good for my mental health.
Right.
I know I could do better. If I know I can do better, like I'd rather just end when I ended, right? Instead of have the pressure of, oh my God, is this oldie but goodie coming back? Is she going to be able to perform? Like, I can't handle that.
Is there anyone who you were almost partnered with that you ended up not being partnered with, but you really wanted them?
That's a good question. Like the last second. So I was told to pack up, you're moving to Atlanta, right? So I was going to meet my partner there. And I had no idea who it was until I got a call and said, turn around. Like, we can't, your partner is not going to be your partner. So we need to figure this out. But I was so close to checking in. Like I had packed like months of stuff, and it was Dwight Howard.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the pros, if the celebrity can't make it to LA, then you have to go there and train with them there.
And I don't believe he knew because he was still in season. Like he hadn't retired. And you can't do both. I don't care what anyone says, right? And I think that the conflict was like camera blocking. I can only rehearse Saturdays, and maybe I can do camera blocking on Sundays. I was like, what? No. We need you 7 days a week.
Yeah, because he said he wanted to do it for a while. That's so funny. I know Scott Hoying, Riley's partner this season, he's starting if he was still in the competition, he was starting his tour like this week.
And by the way, that has happened, right? Like
to where a celebrity
Val,
has to leave.
He left the country every week with the girl from Fifth Harmony.
Because she went on tour?
Yeah. He went to Japan. And then 4 days later, they come back. Like, wow.
And they compete on the Tuesday.
Yes. Or it was always on Mondays, our show.
On Mondays.
So Mondays would have been the live show, and then result shows were Tuesdays.
Wow. What are some of the craziest things you've seen on Dancing with the Stars?
Crazy in what aspect?
It was chaotic. It was, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Like Val going to train while someone's going on tour. Like, that's pretty out of the ordinary.
Christian De La Fuente broke his arm on live television and dropped me on my head. And I said to him, I think it was before, we made a bet. If we make the final, you have to take me and some of the production people that have been a part of our journey to Chile, where he's from. And we don't pay for anything. And just like, don't get it twisted. And we're going to fly first class. I was just messing around. But he agreed. He goes, okay. Then he breaks his arm. Because without the broken arm, we would have gone home 100%. Like, there was no way we were going to make the final, right? So when we made this bet, it was kind of like, oh, okay. Like, it was more on his side. Like, he wouldn't have not had to cough up thousands of dollars to like bring 6 of us, wardrobe, someone from wardrobe, our field producer. It was the best trip ever.
Oh, it happened?
Oh, yes, it did. Because we made the final. Because he broke his arm. We got the sympathy vote.
Oh, wow.
But he actually became a better dancer because of it.
And he performed with a broken arm?
Yes, we only used one. We used the man. Like, so when you're the leader, you use mainly your right side. And he just became such a good dancer because he stopped. So, like, I don't know if you've noticed, some of the judges will be like, your frame, you got to bring this left arm back. The left arm is really just in the way, to be quite honest. So when you just focus on the man's leading side, he's actually leading you.
What do you think about Elaine's journey going forward now?
I love her so much. I was so sad for her. Look, I've been in that same situation. You know, I had COVID during COVID years, and I had to dance in my living room. My partner got on an airplane, went to New York, and had COVID because I gave him COVID, and like, it works. The show will make it work. I'm glad that we saw the rehearsal footage, and I'm glad she didn't get eliminated because now I have my money on her. She's gonna make it to the end.
I thought it was the coolest thing.
But by the way, so she should be. She's been underrated this whole season.
The show just has all these rules and stipulations, like, as you know, but I was like,
but they
whoa.
love this. This is a great, it's perfect timing right now. It's like week 7, you're past the halfway point. It's just more story.
On Dancing with the Stars, after the halfway point, is that when competition really ramps up?
Yes, and I can't even answer the question yet until you start to see separation when there's 2 full dances. You start to understand who can handle the pressure versus not. This whole leaderboard right now could switch up completely.
So the person you had in week 1 is different than week 6 versus the
Yes. And it's also about how well they work with their partner, because these 2 dances there's no joke. It's just no joke. So they're warming up now to 2 dances by doing this monster-thon. Next week they're going to do team dances, and then come solo. So, but it's only a minute each. So technically it's like kind of still easy, and it's good for your celebrity anyone who's a perfectionist because you don't have time to be.
Did you get any praise after last night from people outside?
Yeah, I mean, yes, people in the industry.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
The way that you scored and you
And
made
the way
sure.
that I just wanted to help them progress. This is what I was craving as a competitor. Like, don't talk to me about my dance I'm never going to do again. Like, let's talk about what I can do better with my partner so that I can train them in the studio.
So you can take that note and carry forward with it.
And make it make sense, yeah.
If you were to be partnered with anybody else, any other celebrity.
If I had new hips.
If you had new hips and you wanted to come back and all the stars aligned, who would you want to be partnered with?
That's a good question. Barack Obama.
Really?
I think he's great. Yeah, I think he would be very charismatic. Maybe too tall for me, actually.
Have you ever had a tall guy?
Rick Fox broke me in half. Rick Fox.
Basketball player?
6'7".
Oh, wow.
I'm 5'4". And I'm no Daniela. Don't lift me off the floor. Like, I like my 2 feet down on the floor. I'm not into lifts. I'm not a trickster. Don't like it.
Were you nervous for live TV? Just scoring and just the way that the fan base is rabid now?
Like last night?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I was nervous. No, I was never nervous about, I don't only know live TV. I don't think I know anything else, right? But like, I was more nervous about speaking in 15 seconds because I didn't know if I could get it all out. And I didn't want to be the bearer of bad news every time because I even asked the showrunner, I was like, so do I start with my constructive criticism or do I end with it? Because like, I don't want to be cut off. And he's like, I would start with the constructive criticism. And he was right. But people, just some Alex fans out there, she was the best of the night, right? By far. Like, it was the first time when I was really watching it, I was like, oh my God, this dance is amazing and her form's amazing. But why did they break hold? Like, why? And these new fans need to start watching old seasons because Len Goodman was in that ballroom last night, I swear to God. And I just have to like pay respects to the world that I've come from, you know? And you would think Val would too, just saying. No, I'm kidding. I mean, Val is actually, he is so talented. And mind you, yes, it's Halloween night. Like, we can break hold. But no, you can't. That's the challenge. Like, can you imagine if there was no rules on this show? I don't think it would be as popular. That's what makes everything so interesting.
Right, that there are rules.
It's not a free-for-all.
Right. When you're watching at home, it's now with 4 judges, I feel like it really shines a light on it.
Yeah.
When one judge is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
I love that, watching that.
You like when one judge is a lot higher or lower than the others?
It's more about what you're saying. Does it make sense? Like, for me, if you don't even need to talk ballroom lingo, like, some feedback. I think every judge needs to do this. Like, it's just mandatory as a judge, right?
Right.
Whether it's to help the couple next week or it's just to talk about something helpful within their routine. Like, give us something.
Carrie Ann's jotting down little notes on a notepad. Were you doing something like that?
I already did my notes. I was just like already like from when I watched the whole season from the beginning. Like, I already had my notes prepped like 3 weeks ago.
So you knew how everyone was approaching everything?
Well, I didn't know. No, but I just knew that like, okay, so-and-so has already done waltz. They've already done. So I did a whole like map of everything.
Oh, wow. You're like ChatGPT.
I wish. But I wanted to know, okay, so what will be helpful, whether they get a ballroom dance or Latin dance, right? So since, let's say, Ezra and Jordan, they've done jive, they've done salsa, they've done contemporary, so then I knew what was left, right? So then I knew, okay, so if I talk mainly about frame, is that going to help them? Do they have any more standard dances left? You know, so that's how I was mapping it out.
Very respectable.
Thanks. I'm OCD.
As someone who doesn't know much about ballroom, I like that.
Thank you. It was very helpful.
That was your first time seeing Ezra in the ballroom now?
No. Wait, what do you mean?
Because he's a new pro. This is his...
Oh, you mean as a pro?
Yes.
Yes.
What was
I'm
it like?
proud of him.
What'd you think of his dance last night?
I told him last night. Well, contemporary, I wish they did. I mean, selfishly, I wish they did a ballroom number. But I have to say, the tango that he did with her, like the ballroom tango, I'm so impressed. And I know that it can't be easy. When people come after the pros for their choreography, it's not easy because we devote this is our life, right? And we take it it's all personal and we read everything regardless. Back in my day, it was message boards. So like...
Oh, like forums?
Yeah, and if I didn't read it, my mom sure did forward it to me. And so like at the end of the day, I love you, Mom. At the end of the day, like we read it and we do want positive reinforcement, but we also... It doesn't help us when you bully us either. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we work hard. And when anybody will say anything about our choreography, we take it personal, just so anybody knows. Like, it's sad.
Is there a more constructive way for audiences to share that feedback?
I think you can be honest, but then give us something to work on. Like, give us like especially the judges, right? Like, if you're gonna say anything about like dances looking the same, but what looks like, how can, instead of saying what's wrong, you got to give us a solution too.
Right. And do you think that's a little boxed in challenge because you only have 15 seconds to say what you want?
I felt like I did it. I felt like I talked, and I don't think I got cut off last night. I haven't watched the show back yet, but
Are you going to?
I'm nervous. I mean, I listen to these TikTokers too. Like, I want to hear if it's constructive, right? Like, I won't scroll. I will actually watch this video, like, and just hear, even if they're not ballroom experts. It's interesting because I do love constructive criticism. That's all I know, right? So someone said something that was helpful. Next time, if she does this, I would love for her to speak with more confidence. And I want to know now, after I gather more information from my fellow TikTokers, holla, I want to look at it and I'll like review what I did, absolutely, to see if they're right.
I feel like you're the best person to ask. What would you want to see from the 20th anniversary special?
I already know what's going to happen, but we're not going to share that.
Are
But
you going to be part of it? Can you say?
I think I won't be on the show, but I'll be an audience member.
You're somewhere there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay.
Of course, I can't miss it.
Is there anybody's return that you'd want to see?
I hope everyone shows up, like,
'Cause
regardless.
That's literally what it is, right? They're inviting every past pro celeb.
Even if they're just sitting in the audience, like, I just would love the reunion. I mean, I spent 20 years of my life on that show. Isn't that crazy? It's unheard of.
Who were you closest with when you were dancing there?
Oh my God. So general, but not.
'Cause you've had so many eras of, like you said,
So many eras.
those people that come in.
Yeah. As far as pros or just
the
any, I mean,
pros.
honestly, I was closer to a lot of people behind the scenes, like the producers and
The Conrads.
the wardrobe team, makeup, hair, like, a lot of these makeup artists have been there from day one. So
Has it been the same ballroom the whole time?
yes.
That's
You
crazy.
know what's crazy? After going there yesterday for the first time in 3 years, the elevator smells the same because, you tap into your senses, like I do at least. And I'm like, smells, like it just brings memory up. For me, it does at least. I was like, oh my God, this elevator right here in this moment smells exactly what it smelled like 20 years ago. Spray tans and who knows what else that is. But it's so fascinating. And it's just like everything about it was the same. Everything. Like, I used to walk down the hallway and do this. It's so random, but with my arms just spread out. And I was like, oh, wow, I could still do that. It's just like I spent most of my life on that show, on that stage.
Do you have any favorite memories that you could share?
So many. I mean, just like, okay, so there's been seasons where the camaraderie was just so beautiful. And that was the season I danced with Jack Osborne. I met one of my best friends, Leah Remini, who did the show. That was the first time I met her when she joined Dancing with the Stars. She was my maid of honor for my wedding when I was married.
Wow.
Just that, I mean, that was my real family. Like, it's said loosely, but it's not. Like, I just have created so many friendships on that show. And that was my bubble. And it was a beautiful bubble to live in. But nothing's forever, I guess. It's sad, but it's just true. But we'll always have that memory. And for I believe we're going to be walking in with our walker soon, since the show's so successful. It's going to go on to season 333 soon. So 333. Can you imagine? Like, these executive producers' daughters are going to be running the show soon. So it's like, it's going to be crazy. It's going to go on forever. I really believe it. Because Tom Bergeron is a really good friend of mine as well, and the former host. And I will never forget, we were about to do Larry King Live. Remember that guy? And this was when the show was at its height as well, like a different definition now. But we were about to go live doing the Larry King Live show. And I asked him, how much longer do you think this show has? He goes, just a few more seasons. This was season 4. So he goes, probably till season 7, 8.
Here we are, 34.
So crazy. I mean, we did Oprah back in the day. Like, that was crazy. Crazy. Our tours, we filled out stadiums. We weren't performing in theaters. We were in stadiums, like where Pink performs.
Doing Dancing with the Stars tour.
Yes. Stadiums. And it was sold out. Every city.
Was it the same concept? 8 pros, a couple celebs.
I don't know what the concept is now. What is
I think it's like 8 pros.
No, different. Every celebrity had their own bus. We checked into hotels, even if it was just a 2-hour layover. And it wasn't just a hotel. It was the beautiful hotels, like the bougie hotels.
This is rock star life.
We were rock stars. Absolutely. And I have never heard a stadium roar. I mean, mind you, I'm not like I'm a concert goer either. I'm sure they have. But for ballroom dancing, whenever Drew and I did Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, it was vibrating. The whole arena. It was so insane.
Would you say that Dancing with the Stars is the top of where a dancer can go as far as notoriety?
If you want to be on TV.
It's the biggest.
If you want to be on TV, yes. But not a lot of these ballroom dancers don't want that. They're working hard to be ranked within the ballroom community, and I respect that.
They want that notoriety.
Yeah, because that's actually technically that's what we work for. But now there's different generations of dancers. So what I'm saying is more the first few seasons of dancers. So then they, bring in the younger generation, as you do. We all evolve. But a lot of these pros now have never been pro in the circuit because they're so young.
Right. They did great in their school.
Which means they haven't really taught, a lot. So.
Right.
Which is fine. I love what these new pros are bringing to the show. It's so fresh. It's so different. This is why I would never dance again, I don't think. I just can't do that. We're not doing Throwback Thursdays over here. Not cute.
I have some fan questions. Can we just fire through them?
Yeah, let's do it.
I would want to know your creative process when making Drew Lachey's freestyle and your favorite styles to choreograph.
You're going to die. When Drew told me he wanted to dance to this song, I said, absolutely not.
What was the song?
Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. I wasn't into it whatsoever. I was like, what? Save a what? Save a who? And he goes, we really should dance to this song. And I'm like, I really don't think so. And then the executive producer at the time was like, just marinate. Listen to it in the car. So this was back when they gave us CDs. And so I did. And I was like, okay, it's not about me. It's about my partner. It's not about me. It's about my partner. And so then I had my dance coach listen to it. And she's like, it's not about you. It's about your partner. And it's like, okay, great. So we did it. So there was that. Then we did so many different rounds of choreography. One was real basic. It would have been a snooze fest. Would have been so underwhelming. But we have to always start somewhere. And mind you, I don't like to be lifted. I'm a ballroom dancer. Freestyle? What is a freestyle? Like, what do you mean you're going to lift me? Drew, you're lifting me above your head? Like, no way. Anyway, yes, so we did that. But it was like, now you look at it and it's obviously basic. Like, no one can do this and be like 8 even. Like, it, but back then it was more about the intensity of this song. And because we were so traditional, that crew of pros were traditional, for us to come out in cowboy boots and some jean shorts, one, I was like, I'm so sorry, ballroom world, don't get mad at me. Like, I just don't know. I'm embarrassed, but they're making me do it. But it just was a hit because it was fresh. It was new. The show had never seen that before.
What was the easiest and hardest styles for you to teach to celebs?
Standard and smooth, because that's not my specialty. I only competed in the Latin dances, though I took my exams, but that's different.
What was it like filming and choreographing for Dance Moms?
Thank God for my assistant, because that was also hard for me until they were like, can we learn how to bachata? I was like, finally, let's learn some ballroom.
Did you think you were going to make it further in the season when you were paired with Juan Pablo?
Yeah, but I didn't have any expectations. There had to be a shocker. It was due. It was time. That season would have just been so predictable. But it sucked because we put in so much work. We did 3 rehearsals a day. At least.
Who's your favorite couple this season?
No. I'm still a judge.
Are there any couples that remind you of an old partnership you had?
Yes. Daniela and
Dylan?
Efron. Yeah, and Efron.
And who is it similar?
Rob Kardashian. I was proud of him last night. Mind you,
he broke his nose.
I know. How did that happen? We didn't even see that, did we, in the package?
Oh yeah. I don't remember. I don't think so.
She loves him. I can tell she really respects him and likes him because
he's the nicest dude. I filmed something with him.
He's also just normal.
So normal.
Good guy.
Really cool.
And really taking this process and like Rob and living and breathing it. You can tell he's like only focusing on his next dance. And he just wants to do the best that he can do. Did you see his interview with Julianne Hough?
On the podcast? No, not yet.
On her, I think it's her YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was interesting. Actually, Elaine, if you want to watch anything from that, Elaine's was fascinating, actually. I loved it.
In terms of her story?
Her interview with Juliana, yeah. She's held, like, it's an hour and a half long or something, and they dive deep. So it's interesting.
Okay. Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming by.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Like I say, I've been watching you. I loved your interview with Ezra. Ezra's amazing.
He's so good.
Why do you think so? I have a question for you.
Please.
So you have interviewed most of them, like the pros and celebrities, or just pros?
All the pros except for Whitney Carson, and then not as many celebrities
You
this
gotta
season.
get Whitney here.
I know, I want to so bad. If only we knew someone.
I just found that out. You know how long we've worked together for 20 years almost.
I've heard. Crazy.
Okay, but what was I gonna say? Oh, Ezra. He is the definition of literally, like, he is the fan of the show. Like, he's really listening to the fans. He said something to me that was very interesting last night when I gave him a couple of things he could work on. He's like, I hadn't looked at TikTok yet. Clearly he did. And he was like prepping me. And he goes, I just looked at it this morning. Anyway, he goes, whatever you do, he goes, you need to use this hate, use the bullying, use it, make fun of it, and then post it. Don't take it too seriously. And I'm like, wait, how? Like, the roles reversed quickly. I was like, whatever you do, Ezra, stick to the content, and then all of a sudden he like turned it on its head, and I was like, oh, he just left me. Like, I have so many questions because I'm fascinated by social media. Do I love it? Whatever. But I'm not going to not love it, right? Because it's just who or where we are in this world. But, he knows how to work with them, and it's fascinating to me.
It's so fascinating because he knew that even from his first season with Anna Delvey.
How does he know that?
I think it's just
he's also very smart.
Incredibly smart, but you kind of see it's like, don't let the narrative control you, you control the narrative.
But you would think I know that because I've been on TV, but what does that mean?
I think it's different with social media because you're directly responding to people, and a lot of people are just trying to get responses from you.
Oh.
So I think, at least with him, when he sees something kind of a brewing, if he just puts in a put to it, it kind of stops.
If he actually makes a separate video about it, or he has to respond to the comment?
Whether he responds in an Instagram story or
Got it.
Like,
I've seen those videos, like, where he's like, let me just clear the air here.
Yeah, because sometimes, like, the narrative gets a little spun, and then, like, someone makes a
TikTok. Or, like,
TikTok
when Jordan was like, put me down, like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even I had something blow up from a podcast, like, I did a month ago. And it just got clipped by somebody else's TikTok, and then E! News picked it up, and people, and like now
it's great for you.
Yeah, it's cool, but it's like it's not something that I clipped, but it's just the way that the social media is run.
Power of the edit, right?
Right, literally that.
Yeah, it's fascinating. I guess it's similar to television.
Yeah,
except we have more control for social media because it's our platform.
Did you like at all when the paparazzi would follow you?
I don't ever like it. I'll never get used to it, and I don't know. The thing is, I don't feel safe with them because they called me out for being fat. Like, and I'm not necessarily saying they're all like that, but for me, it hits a trauma response, like, when I see them because
they're trying to get a reaction.
Well, yeah, look, they're all having to pay bills, but they're also not trying to get the best picture of me, and then now with, having lost weight, like, then it's that. But then I've just realized, like, this is so crazy. No validation comes from outside of yourself. You just can't. But it's easier. I think it's harder to do that and get it from within than what people say,
Right.
And by the way, I've been judged my whole life. Like, that's all I know.
Right.
It's interesting.
Where can people find you if they want to follow you?
Don't follow me. No, I'm kidding. At Cheryl Burke, basically.
TikTok, Instagram.
YouTube. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you. This is fun.
This is great. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
That's so good.